Hello everybody and welcome to the 7-week update. Wait, 7? Hold on. Am I really 7 weeks already? Hot dang, I sure am. Baby the size of a blueberry now. Woot. So on Friday, when I was 6 weeks, 5 days, I went in for my ultrasound and I was so nervous because doing IVF, like you see so many people that are like, went in for my ultrasound and they only found a sac. Okay, so normal pregnancies, there's a sac and then there's like the fetal pole that's on the edge of it. And sometimes there's no baby, which is the fetal pole. So I was very worried because like you can have a transfer and get pregnancy tests that are positive and then suddenly there's nothing there. So I was very nervous because all these shots would have been for nothing if there was no actual baby in there. So I was very nervous. I don't know why. This transfer, this whole thing, I have been more nervous and more anxious than normal, like, because this is the third one I've done, right? This is not new to me, but for some reason I'm like really worried and nervous, which you would think I wouldn't be since it's been like totally fine the last 2 times. Nothing has, well, not nothing. I did have a hematoma in my first IVF pregnancy, and that caused some bleeding, which freaked me out and freaked out the parents. And so anyway, so nothing, but I mean, the baby was fine, delivered perfectly fine. Yeah, when I got to the clinic, got my blood drawn, and I'm like sitting in the chair, right? Holding my arm because she had just pulled the needle out. My phone starts ringing. I'm like, shoot, I forgot to put my phone on silent. Forgot to turn my watch on, mute. And so my mom's calling me and I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can't let it ring because it'll just keep ringing. So I answered it on my watch. My mom's talking to me about something. I don't remember what. And you could hear like my cats meowing in the background. And I told her, I was like, give them a snack. They think they're hungry. I fed them before I left. They're not hungry. It's, totally fine. But one of the phlebotomists walks in and she's like, is there a cat in here? Because she could hear the cats meowing like from my watch as I was talking to my mom. It was really funny. Okay, does anyone else feel like a super spy when they talk on their watch, like their Apple Watch? So I'm sitting there and I'm like talking into my watch like I feel like a super spy. It's so ridiculous. Anyway, so go into the room and of course she's like, okay, get undressed, waist down, put on this paper sheet. So get undressed, I sit down, I text the parents, I'm like, hey, are you ready? Because I wasn't gonna just call them. I wanted to make sure that they were like ready and not like running around the house and miss my call or something. So I'm like sitting there and I'm waiting. They didn't text me back, didn't text me. Finally, I'm guessing she's an ultrasound tech, walks into the room and I'm like, she's like, are the parents gonna be here? And I was like, no, they can't make it, but we were going to FaceTime. And then my phone starts ringing. It's the intended father FaceTiming me. I was like, oh, okay, we're good. We can start now. And so like get all situated, and like this early on, they do transvaginal ultrasounds, which gives you a higher quality image because like it's going a shorter distance, I think. And I'm not sure you can do regular ultrasounds that early in pregnancy because the baby is literally like in your pelvis. So it's probably hard to get like the angle. Anyway, transvaginal, which is super fun. So yeah, she like puts in the wand, whatever people call it. I think they call it a wand. I'm not sure what it's really called. So she like puts it in, she's like looking around. I'm like, oh my word, I don't see anything. And I start like internally panicking. I'm like, this is not good. What if there's nothing there? Like my brain is just going 1,000 miles an hour. So I think she was looking on like either side before like looking straight at the uterus. And so she finally like looks straight on and we see it. It's there. I'm like, okay, I'm like holding my phone like this, like FaceTiming so the parents can see the screen. And I'm watching my phone to make sure that they can see the screen, but I can't really see the screen because it's like this big on the phone, you know? And so you guys are so loud. Oh my goodness. Finally see it. It literally looks like a blob. I don't know how else to explain it. At this point, it's like this big. It makes sense that it would look like a blob because it really doesn't have a really good form at this point. There's not really arms and legs. A blob. So she starts trying to get the heartbeat. And this is like what I was most nervous about because like you can have the baby in there, but it could not have a heartbeat. Like I see, because as I'm like holding my phone, I'm like glancing over at the screen, glancing at the phone to make sure I'm not like drifting away from the screen so they can't see. So I like looked over and I'm pretty sure that I saw it. And she sounded very confident. She's like, hey, I'm trying to get, a good thing of the heartbeat, but it's kind of hard because you're breathing. So like whenever I breathe, it like moves stuff, I asked her, I'm like, do you want me to hold my breath for a few seconds so that it's like completely still? She's like, no, I should be able to get it. She tried probably 2 or 3 times before she could get like a little bit. It's not the greatest. Usually when you look at ultrasound pictures, there's like clear spikes in where the heart is beating. And this one, it's like a bump. And then it's like another bump. And then there's nothing for a while. And then there's a bump. And then there's nothing. And there's like another bump. And she said that it was because of the progesterone suppositories that I'm using. It's like, shoot, if I had known that, I would have scooped it all out before. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, it was kind of hard to see, but definitely a baby in there. I texted my best friend. I'm like, dude, there's a baby in there. There's a baby in my belly. So on the pregnancy symptoms side, I've started getting nauseous several times a day throughout the day. It's not fun. Usually I get nauseous like during morning sickness time period, like, from this time to this time you get morning sickness, whatever. My last 2 pregnancies, the way that I like combat morning sickness is snacking like all the time, constantly. I've learned that when I start getting hungry and my stomach is empty, that's when I start getting nauseous. So if I snack all the time, that doesn't happen and it's more manageable. The last 2 days I've had like waves of nausea where like I'll start feeling hungry and then I start getting nauseous. And so I snack a little bit and it'll go away. And then it happens again. I literally ate breakfast probably just before 8. By 9:30, I was nauseous. And then by 10:30, I was nauseous. So it's like, I have to eat like every hour, basically, like a snack of some kind. And that's really hard because I don't want to gain a whole bunch of weight. My last 2 surrogacies literally gained 10 pounds in the first couple of months, just from like A, the meds, and B, trying not to be nauseous. So that's super fun. So far, let's see, I weighed myself the 1st of December, and then I weighed myself on today, I think. And I literally had not gained any weight, which I'm surprised about. I'm super surprised because I have not been eating the greatest. Like, okay, this leads into my second symptom so far. I am so tired. Like, it hit me probably, I mean, okay, let's be real. I'm tired like all the time, okay? It's because I don't sleep enough. Because I'm trying to start this YouTube channel, so I'm staying up late editing videos. And then I have to get up at like 6 to get ready for work because I have a day job that I work full time. And so I'm just constantly going, right? So I've been tired pretty much all the time. Well, starting probably halfway through last week, it was getting a lot worse. Okay. By like 1 or 2 p.m., I'm exhausted and can barely stay awake. Like, I want to take a nap so bad, but naps literally kill me. They make me absolutely useless. I have napped for 3 hours. I have napped for 30 minutes. Doesn't matter. I wake up exhausted and just want to go back to sleep. I cannot nap. So it's really hard when you're so tired and, like, let's be real, it's 9:45 at night right now. And I just want to go to bed. But I have to switch out my laundry and get my child in bed because he's refusing to go to bed. Hello, Kylo. Can I help you with something? Or you're just gonna snuggle with me? Hi. You gotta see this. You just came to snuggle? Kylo. He is such a snuggler. Yeah, so tired all the time. Oh, I can't help myself. Okay. And lastly, this is the worst one. My butt is so sore from these stupid shots. Like, literally, they hurt 5 times as bad as they did in the beginning. And that's only because there is no spot that isn't already sore. Literally, my butt is covered in lumps, like knots. Okay, not covered like the entire spot. And when I say my butt, like if you missed the video back before, it's not like butt cheeks butt, okay? You take the butt cheek, you put an imaginary plus sign like this, okay? And it's this upper outside quadrant is where you get the shots. We're not talking the whole butt cheek. It's just right here, like lower than love handles, but only like this much lower. Okay. Yeah. So when I say butt, that's what I mean. It's sore. And there's nothing that I can do about it. I can't do them anywhere else. There's like a very small, probably like this big area that I can do the shots in. And I've done a few of them, but my mom does them mostly just because it gives me anxiety when I have to do them again. Like, I get hot and sweaty trying to give myself the shots. Even though, like, I used an auto injector that, like, you basically just, like, push a button and it shoots it in for you. Still, it makes me anxious and stressed.
Ben's here, too.
Ben just got out of the tub. Did you brush your teeth? You did not brush your teeth. You need to go brush your teeth, please. I can't wait till those are done. So there's basically no spot that isn't already sore. And when you're injecting into sore spots, it hurts even more. And I feel like recently they bleed a whole lot more. Like in the beginning, they barely bled at all. And now there's like, I mean, TMI if you're, you know, queasy when it comes to blood and stuff. But there's like, it just like leaks out. And I don't know if it's because of like hitting a blood vessel or something, or if it's just the injections make you, I don't know, honestly, I have no idea why, but literally they bleed every single time now. And it's not like my mom's doing them in a different spot. They just bleed. I don't know. It sucks. I literally have to have a tissue or something every single time she gives me a shot now. And before it was like once every like 10 shots, anything would come out. I'm not really sure why that's happening, but it's happening. And sitting back in my chair hurts. when I sit in my car, like when I first sit down in my car and like scoot back in the seat, hurts. If I accidentally lean against the counter, hurts. When I'm at work, okay. So at work, we have like a name badge, right? And it has a chip in it that will give you access to certain areas of the building. So like to go downstairs to my office, there's a card reader. You just hold your badge up to this black like box thingy and it unlocks the door, right? There's one for the oxygen closet, for the med rooms, for the front door, for the back doors. Like everything has, not everything, but a lot of the doors have a card reader on them. And I've gotten into the habit where I'll like scan my card and then I back into the door. This was like way before. I'll back into the door and basically open it with my hip or my butt or something, like push it open because it swings out. Yeah, it swings out to open when you're going downstairs. And so I did that a couple of times and like hurt myself. And so now when I do it, I like either push with my arm like a normal person would to open a door, or I like lean a little bit forward so it gets more of my butt and less of like the top of my butt. I'm a hot mess, you guys. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good week, better than mine. Okay, it's like 12 days until Christmas and I've literally bought no Christmas presents. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I've been so tired and so busy with like drop or swap, and then I've got this going on and that going on, going over to my cousin's, which I love to do, don't get me wrong, but like it's several hours when I go and see her, and then like my son refuses to go to bed on time because, you know, he's 12 and thinks he doesn't need sleep. And just like one thing after another, like, oh, I don't think I told you guys. So the insurance that I have right now is not changing. Okay. It's the same insurance, but they don't have the explanation of coverage, which is like the 150,000 page book of what's covered, basically. So I got them the one for this year and they're like, oh yeah, surrogacy is covered. It's all good, blah, blah, blah. You know, you're good to go. I'm like, great. So now they want to see the one for next year because they want to look at the wording and make sure that nothing has changed, even though I said nothing has changed. Like the insurance could change the verbiage of their coverage thing. And so they want to see it and have it looked over again. We haven't gotten them yet, or my HR has not gotten them yet. And so they had me sign up with a second insurance, which is a Providence insurance. And they are very like, I don't remember what it's called. Like you have to see the in-network providers or else it's super expensive. And so not only do I have to make sure that my OB is like covered with my works insurance, I have to also make sure that they are covered by Providence, which sucks. Don't get me wrong. It absolutely sucks. Because I had this whole plan of what doctor I was going to go, not what doctor, but what doctor's office, because my doctor that used to work there has since retired, which is a bummer. She was amazing. And the hospital that I wanted to deliver at, not in network. The doctor's office, the hospital, neither of them are in network, which is such a bummer. So they sent me a list of the doctors in the area that are covered by Providence, right? And I was looking on the list. It's like, I don't know any of these people. I don't know if any of them are good. I don't know if any of them are gonna like deliver the baby once it's time. Like, I don't know how Providence works. I don't know if they have an on-call doctor that just delivers all the babies during their shift or like how it works. because before you see your doctor, like the last 3 pregnancies I've had, you see the same doctor, and then that doctor delivers the baby. 2 of those times, my doctor was on vacation, so I had the on-call doctor. But typically, it would have been my doctor that delivered the baby. I don't know how Providence works, but I'm scrolling through this list, and I saw my last OB that I had for my last surrogacy. And I'm like, oh my word. And so I looked up the hospitals that are covered, not the hospitals she works right next to. So I need to call her, and I keep forgetting. It's been like 2 days. I keep forgetting to call her to see if she delivers at a Providence hospital. And I looked it up. There's literally a Providence hospital 3 miles away from her doctor's office. She works right next to a hospital. Like, the office is here, the hospital is like right here, okay? It's like right next door. It's the same parking lot, basically. The Providence hospital is 3 miles away. But if I could see her and she could still deliver at the Providence hospital, I'm totally cool with that, because I really liked her. My goal was to deliver at the Legacy Hospital because it's closer to my work and it's closer to my house. But it's not covered. Such a bummer. But hopefully my old OB can deliver at the Providence Hospital. So fingers crossed, for sure. Because that would be so much easier than having to find a whole new doctor. I don't want to have to do that. Anyway, I hope you are enjoying these diary videos, basically. It's basically just a diary of me talking through my experience. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. By the way, the thumbnail for this video, like I've already taken the picture for this. The thumbnail for this video, that is not actually a baby bump. That is 100% food. Like, literally, the baby is this big. There is no way I have a bump that big. There's no way. Actually, I've had a bump that big for years. That is just my normal body. But it totally looks like a baby bump. I don't like it because for the longest time, I would look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, I look pregnant, and I'm not pregnant. Now I look in the mirror and I'm like, huh. Pregnant, and I actually look pregnant. So I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day. I will see you guys in the next video. Leave your questions in the comments below and I will soon get to them. None of these videos have been posted yet. Like, real time, right now, none of the videos have been posted yet. I apologize if the questions are piling up and I have not answered any of them, because I plan to start posting them at the beginning of the year, which by the time you'll see this, it's going to be like February. I'm sorry. I did tell my HR and she is super excited. She was, oh man, it was such a great reaction. She's like, oh my word. Like, she was super excited. I'm like, girl, calm down, because you're like in the hallway at work. I'm done rambling now. Have an awesome day. I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Goodbye. So I realized that I never updated you guys about my whole insurance doctor situation. Don't mind my mess. I showered and like got ready for bed, and I'm sitting in bed exporting video and realized I did not update you guys on this whole fiasco. So today I called the doctor's office and I was like, hey, do you accept United Healthcare in Providence? And they're like, yeah. Great. Second question. Does Dr. Wong deliver at Providence, Portland, or does she only deliver at Portland Adventist? And she's like, no, she delivers at Portland too. And I'm like, hallelujah. So I told the receptionist, I was like, okay, let me talk to the intended parents and make sure they're on board before, you know, make sure that their schedule is open, whatever. I'll call you back. So I texted the intended parents and I was like, hey, so good news. My previous doctor is covered by both insurances, so we're good on that front. Are you okay if we use her? Or, like, I really want to see her, but I don't want to put you guys in the position like we're doing this and you don't have a choice. And so the intended mom texts me back. She's like, no, like, do whatever you want to do. This is a very personal choice. Who takes care of you as a doctor? And our opinions are secondary. Like, you need to see a doctor that you feel comfortable with. I'm like, great. What days don't work for you? Like, what's the best what's the best day of the week or time for your schedules? So she texted me back. She's like, I can't go this day, or this day because I have doctor's appointments. And then the intended father, is out of town on a business trip at some point, and I'll let you know. So he texts back a while later and he's like, yeah, I'm gone, the middle of January through to like the 3rd of February. I'm like, that's a really big gap of time where we cannot go to the doctor. Like, literally today is the 15th of December, right? In 2 weeks, I have my graduation from the clinic ultrasound thing, right? Which means we have a 2-week window in which to schedule an appointment with this doctor, which is it's not a big window. That's a very small window, especially because that is like within the next month. I called the office back and I was like, hey, so sign me up. I would like to see Dr. Wong. My last visit with the clinic is on the 30th. What do you got open? She's like, oh, well, we are losing one of our doctors, so the caseload has been split between the remaining doctors, which means everyone's booked up pretty busy. And I'm like, great. So, no, yes, like, where are we at here? She's like, earliest I can get you in is the 18th. He goes out of town on the 15th. That will not work. She's like, okay, hold on, let me look. She goes, I don't want to set you up with one doctor and then have to transfer to another doctor because it's really hard. However, you can see one doctor for the first visit, and then while you're in the office scheduling your next visit, make sure that you tell them that you want to see Dr. Wong, and then we'll switch you over to see her. Excellent. We got an appointment to see a different doctor, which I've never seen anyone except for Dr. Wong. She is great. I love her. She's super nice and funny and very respectful when it comes to the intended parent surrogate situation. She was actually my doctor with my last surrogacy, like I said, and she was very respectful and would call the intended mom, she'd call her mom versus, me as the pregnant person. A lot of times when you go into the doctor, they're like, oh, how are you feeling, mom? Stuff like that. And she was very respectful and did not call me mom one time, which was great because the intended parents, feel respected in that sense. I have my first appointment set up for the 10th, which, okay, I really like this. I'm like weird about number patterns. I don't know. There's something about them that makes me slightly happy on the inside. First, medications started on 10/10. The transfer was on 11/11. My first doctor's appointment, my first OB doctor's appointment, not like at the clinic, but at the OB office, is going to be 1:10 at 10. So I love it. It's great. I love the number patterns. It's fantastic. But anyway, I thought you guys would find that interesting. I don't know. Maybe not. I could be totally wrong. But yeah, just a little update with the whole insurance situation. I'm so glad it worked out. I still don't have my insurance card because the insurance, whatever you call it, application is still processing in the Providence system. So hopefully I'll get my insurance cards here in the next couple of weeks, at least before my first appointment, because they want to verify my insurance. So hopefully it will be all good. It should be, because the broker sent me her name, so clearly she is covered under the plan that I signed up with. So anyway, I thought you would enjoy that little tidbit of an update. I'm super excited that she is covered and I don't have to find a whole new doctor, because I really wish that they had, what is it called? Oh my word, I can't think of what it's called. Like when you rate various things, not Angie's List. What is it called? Yelp. Oh my word, that took forever. I wish there was Yelp for doctors, where you could leave like a review, like this guy's a jerk, or I constantly feel like I'm being hurried out of the appointment after 5 minutes, like stuff like that. I wish you could do that. I think I've seen maybe one website that does something similar, but it's like a 5-star rating kind of situation and not actual comments about experiences and stuff. So it's kind of anybody's guess when it comes to seeing new doctors. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.